Hello, welcome to this presentation. My name is Joy Diaz, and I am part of the community engagement team. I'm also helping spread the word because there are some changes coming to the way, actually, to the frequency with which we get paid. Let's talk a little bit about that. Why don't you join me? So you may be wondering who is affected by this change because you may have already heard, hey, we're going to get paid differently, right? Well, if I ask who is affected by this change, the short answer is everyone. Another very valid question that we hear a lot is my total paycheck, my annual pay, is that going to change? Well, that is not going to change. Yes, if you used to get paid bi-weekly, there you're going to notice a little bit of change, right? If you used to get paid monthly, you're going to notice a little bit of change. But when you put it all together in a year, your annual pay stays the same. Now, a very fair question is, what is semi-monthly payroll, correct? And if we look at semi-monthly payroll, it means that every person here is going to get paid a little bit differently than what we currently have. We'll get into that in a minute. For now, I just want to highlight two dates: the 15th of every month and the last day of every month. Why are those dates so important? Well, because those are the days in which we're going to get paid. But what happens when the 15th is a federal holiday and the banks are closed? Or what happens when the last day of the month is a weekend and the banks are closed too? Well, if the 15th or the last day of the month fall either on a weekend or a federal holiday when the banks are closed, we are going to get paid the day before. It is important to note that with these changes, everyone across the board is going to get 24 paychecks. So let's look at the difference between biweekly and semi-monthly. Believe it or not, at Austin ISD, there are people who get paid every other Friday. And there are also people who get paid only once a month. That's huge differences. So if we look at the biweekly system, which was every other Friday, there are long months, there are short months. With semi-monthly, it becomes uniform that everybody gets paid on the 15th and everybody gets paid at the end of the month, with that caveat, right? If the banks are closed, we get paid the day before. Now, for people who get paid monthly, now instead of getting one paycheck a month, you're going to get two. But it is very important that we note something here. There are some people who get paid monthly who request that we withhold more money, right? If you are one of those people who have asked, hey, can you please withhold more of my taxes? Then you need to spring into action. There are a couple of things that you need to know. One is that you need to file a new W-4 form, and you need to do that with the payroll office. And it has to be done by June 1st. So just a reminder, if you are one of those people who request that we withhold more money, you need a new W-4 form by June 1st. A very fair question is why? Why the change? I am used to getting paid the way I've been paid for years. Why the change? It works out for me. Well, to be honest with you, the changes came for several reasons. One of them is that the district being as large as it is, with as many people as we have, with as many systems as we were working on, the main reason is consistency. We need to have everybody getting on the same system, consistency, but also for withholding purposes, for deductions. Another reason that is important to highlight is that the majority of employers in the United States use the semi-monthly payment. So we are just, in a way, joining the preferred method of payroll, right? One more reason. There was a period between December and January where there were 6 weeks where people were not getting paid. And that is a huge burden, especially on the months where we tend to spend the most. So that's another reason, but consistency, uniformity is one of them. Now, when is this change coming? We already know what it is. We already know why we're doing it. But when? When is this going to affect me? Okay, if you work year round, the date that you need to keep in mind is July 14th. And the way I like to remember it is right after the 4th of July, right after the fireworks, then my change is coming, right? If you work year round, as soon as the fireworks are off, remember change is coming. And the 14th of July is when your paycheck is going to go to semi-monthly. What happens if your start of the year is in August? If your start of the year is in August, you just need to remember one date, that it is August the 15th. And the way I think about it is the day after my husband's birthday. So this one is a little tricky. Can I opt out? There are several initiatives in the district that we have the choice to say, no, I don't want to participate on that, or yes, sign me up. This one is not that kind of initiative. This one affects us all and it's for everybody because remember that one of the main goals was consistency. And another question that we get a lot is how will this affect my tax withholdings? Okay, think about this. At the end of the year, once we go an entire year with this system, you will see that your withholdings are the same. However, because you were getting paid once a month, you will notice that your withholdings are different. Of course, now they're broken into two checks. If you were getting paid every other Friday, you will notice that your withholdings are different because you were getting paid every other Friday. But if you look at it in a yearly perspective, your withholdings are the same. When you look at this calendar, these are the dates that are when you're going to get paid, correct? And the calendar, you can read it, you can do a screenshot, or you can take a photo, or you can write down the dates, whichever way you do your budgeting. But what I want to talk about when you look at this calendar is the change is normally a stressor. It causes friction. It's something that is unknown, right? So, one of the things that I'm very mindful of is that my son has autism, and for him, routine is very important. And any changes to his routine disrupt his whole life. So, a lot of people are this way. Routine is very important. It is important that you look at these dates because change is coming and we have a little bit of time to adjust. So when you look at this, the more we know, the more we plan ahead, the easier it may be when we adopt this change. Even with all the things that I have told you, it is likely that you will have questions that are unique to you, unique to your way, the way you budget, unique to your lifestyle, unique to your family. Every case is unique. So if you have more questions, please ask them. If you have, if you're a little uncertain about something, there are many experts in this group who are willing to help you. So please go on Let's Talk. Please call these numbers. Please send an email. We want to help you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. Do you see the